And then Friday, cloudy and continued breezy. Snow showers during the afternoon. Up to another inch could accumulate. The temperatures hold steady in the 20s. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Right now it's 23.
Now, radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Thursday morning. Open phones later on, but for the first portion of this hour, we're going to learn about an organization called SSMA. It has to do with invasive species, and we're going to talk to a couple of coordinators of the effort in our area. First of all, the coordinator of the Central Michigan region of SSMA. We say good morning to Megan Garrett. Megan, good morning to you. Megan, are you there? Megan.
Can you hear me, Art?
Yep, I got you now. That's good.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, Megan. Also with us this morning is the coordinator of the Saginaw Bay SSMA, Emily Leffingwell. Emily, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Thanks for being with us today, both of you. I guess, obviously, we need to start out with an overview of the organization. When I first saw the note that you were going to be on, I had to look up SSMA because I had absolutely no idea what it was. So give everybody an overview of what SSMA is all about.
Yeah, so to start, SSMA stands for Cooperative Invasive Species Management Area, and so basically, it's a long acronym to say that we're a collaboration of organizations that are they're agencies, nonprofits, tribal units, municipalities, and community organizations, and we are grant funded through the state under the Michigan Invasive Species Grant Program. There are 22 of us in the state, and so every county in Michigan is now covered by a SSMA. But the goal of the SSMA is to work together with these organizations to combat invasive species, educate the public on invasive species, and take some of the pressure off the state of all the calls that landowners take.
Well, invasive species, that's a big term. Covers a lot of things. If you ask the average person what the invasive species was, I don't know that they could be able to give you a reasonable list. So give us an overview of invasive species. What are you covering in terms of invasive species?
So we cover both plants and aquatic and terrestrial. Also, nuisance bugs or anything else that really invades your area that is not native to the state of Michigan. So that is a basic term of what an invasive species is. So with our job, we get to cover a large range of different species. Yeah, both Megan and I have actually different, me being within the Bay, I cover a lot of Lake Huron and more aquatic species that invade our area. And Megan has more of the woody invasive species. So that's like your forest area.
All right, let me ask Megan, how do we define an invasive species? And here's why I ask that. There are a lot of bugs that are nuisance, but they're not necessarily an invasive species. How do you differentiate?
Right, great question, Art. So I guess the textbook definition is it's any species that's not native, but also its introduction can either cause harm or it has caused harm to the economy, the environment, or human health. So we do have nuisance bugs or nuisance weeds that, people don't like, but they're not necessarily invasive where they're taking over a large area and out-competing some of our native species.
Well, if you would see the side of my house with elder bugs in the season, you might question that. I know I do.
Yeah.
But they are not, if we use that bug as an example, it's not a harmful bug, it's just a nuisance bug. And it's native, right?
Right.
So that wouldn't come under your jurisdiction. How about things like we had the ash borer that really devastated ash trees? Is that a nuisance or is it a native?
No, that one would fall under ours. Unfortunately, that one is kind of to the point where there's not much we can do about it. It's kind of here to stay. Unfortunately, there are things you can treat your tree with if you want to keep it, but it can be pretty expensive. And essentially, that bug's going to stay around because there's always going to be smaller ash trees coming up that they can survive on, and they'll just kind of move around the state. But yeah, so that would fall under ours. It's just not one that we can necessarily control.
Well, let's talk about the aquatic too, because for a long time we heard about, for example, the sea lamprey. Is that considered an invasive species? And also the zebra mussel.
Yeah, that is. Those are both great examples of invasive species. A big one that we are on our watch list, the Michigan watch list, is European frogbit, and so that looks like a little, basically a tiny lily pad, and what it does is it forms a mat on either our lakes and streams, and that is one invasive plant that we are definitely looking to treat this year, and we're keeping an eye out for. So, yep, zebra mussels and the sea lamprey are species. They also have overcome most of our lakes, and we just typically we like to identify it and try and manage it as much as possible.
So when you say management, what tools are you using? Because I remember the sea lamprey, was there not a spray program at one time?
I think there might have been. That one I'm not as familiar with. As the SSMAs, I think that species kind of falls more at a state level because it's a very specific species, I would say, and it takes more tools and resources to one. I know there's a lot of research being done. There's also, I believe, a specific program or coalition that is out for that one.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot being done on that, but not as much with the SSMA.
And let me ask you this before I have to take a break here. Would Asian carp be considered an invasive species?
Yes. Yep. That's also one that is on kind of a watch list on some areas, and they are trying as well to figure out different ways to keep them from certain areas. Again, that's one that I think a lot on the state level, they're trying different resources to keep that one in control.
All right, I have to take a break, but we will be back. We're talking to Emily Leffingwell, who is the Saginaw Bay SSMA coordinator, and Megan Garrett, Central Michigan SSMA coordinator. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show, but let's see if we can give away some money right now. Time to play the WSGW 10K Payday Contest. Right now, you could qualify to win the $10,000 grand prize by entering a 10K Payday word online at WSGW.com. And the word for this hour is give, G-I-V-E. If you go to our sister station, The Moose, they have a fundraising event going on right now for St. Jude's where you can give money. You must be 18 older to play. Contest being conducted by a large number of Alpha radio stations nationwide. One winner will be chosen. For complete contest rules, visit WSGW.com. It's the 10K Payday on WSGW. We'll take time out, and we'll be back with our guests after these notes.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only rust proofing, and military spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because the rust proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is a $30 gift certificate to the Beer Garden in Bay City for only $15. The Beer Garden has 18 delicious beers on tap, and there's some delicious signature burgers such as the Dealer's Choice and Grandma Jew. And do not forget to try their poutine and roasted Brussels sprouts. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now and snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Economists were hoping to see some improvement in the job market last week, and there is. In the latest reading just released, there were 779,000 new claims for unemployment benefits last week. Still very high, but not as bleak as economists were predicting. Tapestry, the parent company of Coach handbags and the Kate Spade and Stuart Weitzman brand, is reporting a stronger holiday quarter. Though sales declined, it was helped by online shopping and cost cutting. In the pandemic, Hershey's profit rose more than 40% in the holiday quarter as people celebrated with chocolate and candy. Hershey says its business is even more popular now. It has gained market share. Hershey makes its iconic chocolate bars along with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Hershey's Kisses. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
Proper, effective, healthy bowel movements are easy to attain, and so many areas of your life get better. Go to poopfix.com. Gentle and clean. Go to poopfix.com. That's poopfix.com.
Have you ever thought about saying goodbye to your job? Just walking into your boss and saying, "Hi." And how would you like to commute to work without ever leaving your home? Well, not long ago, a 39-year-old entrepreneur from a billionaire family spent $20 million in 3 years to find the best home-based business in North America. He researched 70 different companies, and when he found the only one that had real long-term potential, he bought it. And right now, he's looking for people to help him turn this company into his next billion-dollar success story. So if you're serious about making money from home without having to leave your home, well, grab a pen. Because I'm about to give you the address of a website where you can learn all about this unique and rare opportunity. Write this down, www.goherenext. Now get on your computer and go to this site now. Part-time or full-time, your income is based totally on your performance. Interested? GoHereNext.com and say goodbye to your boss tomorrow. GoHereNext.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show.
Oh, great. Scientists say AI may not be controllable.
Artificial intelligence? Heck, I'd settle for just intelligence, period.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back here on WSGW. We are talking to a couple of coordinators from SISMA, the Invasive Species Management Group, the Central Michigan SISMA, coordinated by Megan Garrett, and the Saginaw Bay SISMA, coordinated by Emily Leffingwell. Let's talk just about your regions for a moment. What do you cover, Megan? What's the Central Michigan area?
So I cover Clare, Gladwin, Gratiot, Isabella, and Midland counties.
And Emily?
I cover Aranac County, Bay, Huron, Sanilac, and Tuscola counties. So the big thumb.
Big thumb, huh? I have to believe that, one size doesn't fit all, the old saying. With invasive species, I assume, bad word, each species is different, each problem is different, and each treatment is different. Is that true?
Correct. Yes. And it depends too on what area you're in, how much you have of the species. There's a lot of different variables that go into it, and so usually we recommend that if people give us a call and we can work out a management plan and kind of go from there, because it is very species specific.
And do we know how many invasive species are you each dealing with at any one time? Is there a number?
Well, that's a funny question, Art. many at a time.
Yeah, I would say so Michigan.gov has a list of basically everything in Michigan that's legally, I guess, declared as an invasive species, and so really each SISMA kind of has their target ones they focus on, but we do a lot of education on the other ones to still get the word out to the public, but we do try to focus on a handful of ones because there are so many.
Well, the public, I think, probably to some degree looks at this as, it's not my problem, but I could have invasive species in my own yard, couldn't I?
Yes, sir, you could. And honestly, a lot of invasive species do affect your property value, or if you live on the lake, maybe your view of the lake can be contorted by Phragmites, which is one invasive species that we deal a lot with on the Saginaw Bay, and it can be harmful to your pets. I know, there's been a few situations where dogs, get harmed by certain invasive species, and or the foliage on trees for different species can actually harm your property value as well.
So if a homeowner suspects that they may have an invasive species, what steps should they take? Do they contact you? What do they do?
Yeah, I would say that is the first step. There are a couple, I believe, counties, I don't know off the top of my head, but there are nuisance plant things in place for their cities. If a neighbor has one that's coming on to their property, there are sometimes things that they can do, but I would say, first off, give us a call and we can talk from there on how to go about fighting that species.
First, you have to determine if it's invasive or not, right? I mean, that's really
Correct.
The key to the whole.
Yep, and we get a lot of calls on some that aren't necessarily invasive on our list, but there are some that we can still help landowners out on. If it's just a common weed, we still can give advice on that.
Now, if a homeowner has, and it's determined that a homeowner has an invasive species on their property, is the treatment at the homeowner's cost? Or does the organization do it?
Generally, yes, it is on the homeowner, depending if it's along the road or if it's a priority area that we're looking at, or there's, an endangered species or something like that in the area. Sometimes there are grants that we have that can fund those, but generally, unfortunately, it is on the homeowner because funding is limited for that.
The treatments that you do, who does it? I mean, do you have a staff that goes out and treats, or do you work with companies? How do you do it?
So we usually use different contractors. Whoever would have a pesticide spraying certification, but we also help with getting permits with Eagle and for the landowner to be able to treat. Our is that when a landowner does call us, we go out to their home and we'll survey, we'll make sure that it is an invasive species, and we sit down with them and we talk about different management plans. I mean, sometimes it's just as easy as, mowing down, your grass or whatever weed it is. But then there's times where, we can come out and we find the contractor for different landowners and see if we can help with funding in any ways. The funding is grant oriented, so we have to apply for grants to help treat specific areas.
Is that pretty much how you're funded?
Correct. Yep. The main core funding we have is from that MISGP grant that is through the state, but we also get grants through the United States Forest Service and the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. So different seasons get grants from different areas, but specifically grant funded.
If a homeowner has an issue and they want to contact you, is there a website for more information?
Yeah, so the Central Michigan is cmsisma.org. You can also give us a call at 989-414-2237. And we also have a Facebook page as well that has more information on it. Emily can add hers.
Yep, and a Facebook page, look us up. It's just the SB for Saginaw Bay SISMA. And we also have a website, which is just SB as in boy for Saginaw Bay SISMA.com. And you can reach us at 989-846-2565.
And SISMA is CISMA, for those wondering. So tell us about the summit that comes up in March. There's a summit on invasive species.
Yes, so we're excited about this, Art. It's the first time we've had multiple SISMAs come together to put the title is Invasive Species in Your Backyard. We're going to cover common species you might have on your property and in some ways you can treat those. We're also going to discuss a few species that we mentioned, like watch list species coming to the area. And then lastly, we're going to talk about how to restore an area after you treat it for invasive. So this is a free online event. You can register on our website, and it's March 20th at 10 o'clock to 12:30.
All right, we have somebody who wants to chat with you. We have a caller. Let's talk to Greg in Bay City if he's still online. Greg, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm a member of the Bay City Yacht Club, and we have a stand of Phragmites in one basin, and it's been there for a few years, and we've been at odds of trying how to properly treat it without damaging the environment around it. I mean, this thing is only maybe 20 feet by 10 feet, but yet we cut it down, it comes back. So is there any easy fix for this that, well, we did have our basins sprayed for that frogs thing, and 2 years ago because it was starting to spread in there, and we took care of that. We had a company come in and do it. That was certified. But this is just a small thing, and we'd like to take care of it ourselves if we can.
Well, Greg, that's a great question, and please feel free to reach out to me personally, and we can go through some different treatment options. Unfortunately, Phragmites is one of those weeds that it's very hard to kill, and because it is in the water, you will need a special permit through Eagle to be own. And if you contact me, again, my number is 989-846-4565. We can go over how you can receive that permit and different options to get it done. But you're right, that Phragmites is very, very difficult to actually manage, and it is one of those things where yearly you do have to do some maintenance to be able to manage it. And I would love to go through each of those options. Again, this is Emily Leffingwell for the Saginaw Bay SISMA. Feel free to reach out, Greg.
Well, thank you very much for for the information. I appreciate that. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, Greg, thanks for calling. Take care now. Bye-bye.
I know.
All right, last question before I let you guys go. In terms of the summit, is it virtual or is it going to be in person? Do you know?
Yes, it is virtual. I don't believe we have a limit, but we are asking people to register. It's going to be a webinar format. So it will be live, but it won't be where people are screen sharing theirs.
Right.
But yes, so it is all online.
All online. Go to the various sites. Well, Megan, Emily, thank you for being with us. We'll have to do this again down the road, see how we're doing with invasive species. Big topic.
Yes. Thank you so much, Art.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Art.
Thanks, both of you. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.
You too. You too.
Megan and Emily from SISMA as they treat invasive species in the invasive species management area. Nice to have them with us today. And Greg, thanks for your question. A good one. We'll take a break from here till 11. It's open phones, whatever you want to talk about. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll-free 866-790, WSGW, and we'll be happy to chat with you right after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Here's a fact. Too much of today's journalism is politically biased. So where should you turn to get accurate, leading-edge information that you can trust? The Epoch Times. The Epoch Times covers the news the way you need it, unfiltered and accurate. Cutting-edge topics like the danger of the Chinese Communist Party, the pandemic, Russia, the Middle East, the economy, and news you won't hear anywhere else. The Epoch Times is free. Governments, corporations, or political parties. You get to form your own opinions. Here's a special introductory offer. You can get 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly print newspaper, as well as unlimited access to their dynamic website for just $1. That's right, $1. Go right now to trustednewspaper.com. That's trustednewspaper.com to subscribe. Do it now. trustednewspaper.com. trustednewspaper.com.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima.
Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
I'm one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread through other parts of the body. I'm living in the moment and taking
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Patients taking Ibrance can develop low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infections that can lead to death. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs that can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair rash and loss of appetite.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying.
Mm-hmm.
She says her gums are irritated.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you can do? You can try new Crest Advanced Gum Restore. It detoxifies below the gum line to restore your gums back to health in just 7 days.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News EW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Thursday morning. And later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we're going to spend a little time chatting with Pat Johnson about the Super Bowl. You know, does the youngster slay the oldster? We'll talk more about that after the 10 o'clock news this morning. But again, open phones too, whatever you want to talk about. Our numbers are 752-6111. Inside the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. Outside the state of Michigan, 989-752-6111. A question has come up internationally about the COVID vaccines, and up until this point, the answer was no. The question was, can you mix the vaccines? In other words, if your initial shot was the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, could your second shot be the Moderna vaccine? And the answer up to this point has been no. But now scientists are testing that question to find out if you can mix the doses. I don't know how long it's going to take for that test to happen, but they are going to try and find out if you can mix the doses. In addition, coming up hopefully relatively soon, the Johnson & Johnson single-shot vaccine should get emergency use authorization at some point in the future. That's a one-shot, one-timer. Its efficacy is a little less than the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, but still relatively good and offers a relatively large protection against COVID-19. And as fast as they are inoculating people, the mutant has shown up, several mutant varieties, most notably the UK, Brazilian, and South African. It's estimated that over time there could be thousands of mutants show up. Typically, the vaccines we have right now, that is the Pfizer-BioNTech and the Moderna vaccines, up to this point, they believe that they do offer you some protection for these very mutants. But it's still being studied, and they are working on boosters, modifications of the vaccines, so that they can guarantee that they'll cover those other strains of this virus. That doesn't mean you should wait down the road to get your vaccine. If your number comes up on the list, go for it. Get your protection now. And this is particularly true in communities that have been hard hit. Minority communities like the African American community, where there is a distrust. And they've that distrust has been earned. But still, the message has to get out to those communities that they need to register and get on the list and get vaccinated. And the more that do get vaccinated, the more will want to get vaccinated. Because the overwhelming majority of people will not have any serious side effects. Yeah, you may have a touch of soreness in your arm for a short period of time. I talked to someone yesterday who had their second dose and they had a headache for a day. Those things they're nuisances, but they should not be deterrents. You need to get your vaccines. We all need to get vaccinated. And the process needs to be sped up. Now, we've been told that pharmacies, select pharmacies around the nation, will be getting shipments and will be able to begin vaccinating. As the more sites that have vaccine, the more sites that can vaccinate, the more vaccine that there is, the faster this process is going to go. Obvious. No surprise there. But I implore you, don't hesitate. Get it done. This is serious. This is nothing to laugh at, nothing to joke about. I have a son who will not get vaccinated. I don't put foreign things in my body, is what he says. To which I said to him, did you ever have the measles, mumps, chicken pox? Which he didn't. He never had any of those. And he said, no. I said, you know why? Because when you were a tot, you got inoculated. You got all the vaccines. That's why you didn't have any of those diseases. So don't tell me about putting foreign things in your body. There are good things and there are bad things, obviously. You know, we put foreign things in our body every day. We eat the wrong foods. We, don't take care of ourselves. So I think that it's incumbent upon all of us to get the vaccine and not wait. Now, I know people have concerns about, was it rushed? Well, science has come a long way. And they've been able to produce the vaccine. And this is, it's like a Hollywood actor or actress, all of a sudden they're superstars. And everybody says, oh yeah, there was overnight successes. They probably had a 10-year career before they got to that overnight success. It's the same with the vaccines. They've been working on some of these techniques for 10 years. COVID came along, and now they had a reason to apply them to develop these mRNA vaccines where they don't actually inject a virus into you. So, I am confident that these vaccines are safe enough. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a scientist exploring these things. That's my gut feeling. It's an opinion. But it's an opinion that led me to roll up my sleeve, and I would do so again. I will do so again for the second one. And I would do so down the road if they tell me I have to get another one. I'm a believer. All right, we're going to take a break. Lines open for you here on the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back after these notes.
Planning for retirement can get really complicated if you're not getting the right guidance and advice.
If you're stuck in that job you hate, how do you know when you can retire? Sit down with an advisor and start the income planning process. Up until this point, you've been planning for accumulation. You've been getting ready to retire. Now it's time to focus on retirement, and you need to change that.
For more help like that, tune in to Simply Financial with Kevin Ray. Saturday mornings at 10 on News Radio WSGW.
I am so ready to go back to work.
I just need a chance.
So where do I start?
MidMichiganWork.com. Moorbark is now hiring welders, machine operators, and other skilled positions. No training? No problem. Apply for Moorbark's welder training program and earn while you learn. For more details on this position, other local companies that are hiring, and how to apply, go to MidMichiganWork.com. That's MidMichiganWork.com.
Hey, this is Lisa Stone. Weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went, and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Isn't that great news? Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar, smoking or end anxiety, for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. Because of coronavirus, the seminar is now online, live Thursday, February 11th or Saturday, February 13th for the Saginaw area. Details at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Gary is refinancing his home, so he shopped around for the lowest rate and found it at Amerisave.com, setting him up for a lifetime of savings. It's one decision he'll never regret, unlike taking that gig in the testing lab at the deodorant company.
Raise your arm, please.
Oh, man, I hate this job.
Pretty regrettable, Gary. Unlike finding that low mortgage rate at Amerisave.com that's got you on your way to a lifetime of savings. Amerisave's rates won't be this low forever, so go to Amerisave.com now. Your savings. Call 866-514-SAVE or visit Amerisave.com/licensing for cost information, terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all states except New York. NMLS number 1168.
Allstate now has deeper savings. And deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Coming up on Impact, you'll meet a man who led the effort to help free over 1,000 slaves in Sudan.
It's funny, there's a saying in Africa, if you want to run fast, go alone. If you want to run far, run together. So on my own, I would not have been able to free 1,000.
The powerful story of Free 1,000 comes your way on the next Big Impact. Sundays at 9 p.m. on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you, and let's go to our phones on the Art Lewis Show. Cheryl is in St. Charles. Cheryl, good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm very upset with the Saginaw County Health Department, who was ever scheduling these vaccines. My husband and I are both in our 80s. We both have cardiac problems. I've had cancer twice with chemo and radiation. And yet, I'm not scheduled to get a vaccine yet. I registered as soon as registrations opens. I registered for both of us.
And
people in their 60s and 70s are saying, oh, yeah, I got my shot.
Here's what
How are they
surprised
doing
me.
this?
It's a good question, Cheryl, and I don't know the answer because I'll tell you what surprised me. Because I did what you did. I registered, like the hour the line was open, the first hour I registered. I was surprised. It didn't ask me if I had underlying conditions. It didn't ask me for anything but how to contact me. So what do they know about me? Other than my age, nothing. And that surprised me a little bit, that they didn't have a more thorough questionnaire when you signed up so that they could then make some kind of judgment as to how to place you in priority. I don't understand that, and the next time I talk to the health department, I will ask that question because I really don't understand that.
I did get a notice, a couple of days ago that said from the health department, we know that you're registered, and we'll get back with you in a couple of weeks to get an appointment.
Yeah.
Well, we should have had our injections a long time ago instead of these 65-year-olds who are healthy and have no underlying conditions.
Again, they couldn't know that,
it's
though.
It's very frustrating.
They couldn't know that because they didn't ask. That's the part that bugs me.
I know, but they didn't.
I'll tell you what I would do.
They say 80 and up are supposed to get them before 65-year-olds.
Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, but, I don't know how they're doing it. But here's what I would do, because I've talked to a couple of people. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Call your doctor. And
I did.
And did your doctor?
And she said she couldn't help me.
She couldn't. Oh, that's too bad.
No.
Some do.
Well, what I heard is it's the St. Mary's doctors, because St. Mary's has the vaccine. If you go to the Covenant doctors, Covenant doesn't have the vaccine yet,
sure they
and
do.
Therefore they can't help you.
Well, maybe the doctors don't. Covenant has the vaccine.
Right.
I guarantee Covenant has the vaccine. I know Covenant has the vaccine because I got one.
But that's what I was told.
Yeah. Well, Covenant has it. St. Mary's has it. Also, if you have the opportunity, sign up on the Meyer list. Meyer has a list.
I did that.
Good. All right. Good. Well, you're doing all the right.
That. In fact, I did it in Midland because Midland was accepting registrations before Saginaw was.
Yeah.
So I registered there, and my husband is also a vet. So he's eligible at the vets. I don't know what more I can do.
Well, I don't either, and particularly since they really don't know anything about your conditions because they didn't ask, and that's the part that I find. That's the part I find puzzling, that they wouldn't ask for underlying conditions so that they could prioritize people not just by age but by, what the underlying conditions were.
But
so the next time I talk to them, I will ask them.
Okay, but obviously they aren't going by age.
Well, I don't know how they're picking it off the list.
70-year-olds are getting vaccinated.
Right, I don't know how.
80-year-olds are sitting here.
I know, Cheryl, but I said I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know whether it's a computer program that's spitting it out. I really don't know, so I'm going to have to ask. So I will do that, though. As soon as I can, I will.
Okay, thank you for letting me vent.
Oh, no problem, Cheryl. All right, take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Chris in Mount Pleasant. Chris, we've got about a minute and a half. Go ahead. Chris, you there? Oh, Chris. Chris not there? He just dropped off. All right, Chris, sorry. All right, let's then take our last break, and then we'll come back and finish up this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Open phones next hour, and we'll also start out talking a little bit about the Super Bowl with Pat Johnston from staff here on WSGW.
Got gold? Got silver? Got coins? There's millions in cash waiting for you at the Bay City Town Center this Friday 10 till 6 and Saturday 10 till 6. That's right, millions in cash. The Midwest's largest buyer of gold and coins is here for a 2-day only event. Old gold, broken gold, bad memories gold. Gold in any condition. You'll get the highest price guaranteed. Now, if you have old coins, this is your cash in. A silver dollar could be worth more than $1,000. Pre-1964 silver coins are worth up to 1,000% over original value. That's right, 1,000%. So have the experts evaluate your treasures. There's no fee. It's free. Everyone's doing it. Remember, your gold up to $150 for class rings, up to $200 for chains, up to $1,000 for old watches, up to $1,500 for old necklaces, and up to 1,000% for your old coins. So if you've got gold, silver, or coins, bring it all. You'll be surprised. There's millions in cash waiting for you at Bay City Town Center this Friday 10 till 6 and Saturday 10 till 6. Everybody's doing it. Don't miss the opportunity.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell, firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your. While other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Do you have a hesitation to get the COVID-19 vaccine? Have you heard about the Latinos in Baseball exhibit at the Castle Museum? I'm your host, Larry Rodarte on Mi Gente on Air, and we talked to Dr. Brenda Coughlin and Angela Williams of the Great Lakes Bay Health Center and Castle Museum about topics concerning us in Saginaw. Join us.
Mi Gente on Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, that's going to wrap up this first hour of the Art Lewis program. As I mentioned, we'll begin the second hour talking to Pat Johnson about the Super Bowl. Is it going to be the youngin' or the olden? We'll talk more about that after the news, and we'll have also open phones for the remainder of that hour, too. Stick around now. CBS News at the top of the hour, then the local report. I'll be back to talk to you right after the news. We'll talk to you then.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Disturbing news from Congress this morning about baby food. CBS News first to report findings from a House subcommittee on food from major manufacturers tainted with toxic metals. Carrie Kerner is raising her 1-year-old in West
It's the least thing a mother wants to think about. You're already worrying about choking and about what goes into these foods. That's very concerning as a new mom.
Researchers say developing brains can suffer permanent injury from chemicals like arsenic, cadmium, and mercury. Wearing masks is doing more than protecting people from the coronavirus. The WHO's John McCauley says cases of flu are down too.
What we've seen this year is really very, very low levels across the world, 95% down on a normal year.
The pace of COVID vaccinations is slowly picking up. More than 27 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. For many who haven't, it's frustration. McCormick.
When this Colorado woman turned up for an appointment with her 90-year-old husband, he was turned away.
It was something that it seemed that they could easily have done, but wouldn't do.
It was just really, really frustrating. I was in tears.
A lot of younger Americans are now pitching in to help after struggling to get her 90-year-old mother a vaccine. Margaret Charley in Oregon set up a website for seniors that she updates daily. She encourages others to do the same.
Even just reaching out to the neighbor across the street. If each of us reach out in this way, I think that we can make a big difference.
She even connects seniors with transportation to get to their appointments.
Democrats are ready to push through the president's $1.9 trillion package without GOP support. CBS's Stephen Portnoy says Mr. Biden may be willing to budge some.
The White House has signaled the president is open to fewer people getting relief checks. His current proposal is for the $1,400 payments to go to individuals who make less than $75,000. But because last year some families with children with incomes well into the six figures got checks too, moderate Republicans are proposing a cap on the checks with a phase-out beginning at $40,000 per person.
In Washington, a Christian rock band played at the National Prayer Breakfast. President Joe Biden spoke virtually.
For so many in our nation, this is a dark. So where do we turn? Faith.
Another 779,000 people signed up for jobless benefits last week. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
That's lower than expected. It's the lowest since late November. Now, to put this into some perspective, a year ago was just above 200,000 new claims.
Dow up 162. This is CBS News.
Indeed delivers great candidates fast. In fact, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. More at Indeed.com/credit.
For almost 20 This has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820. Call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820. Or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with ReputationDefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-405-1603. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-405-1603. 800-405-1603. That's 800-405-1603. Or take the free scan at ReputationDefender.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 28 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams.
In the State of the City address this morning, Saginaw Mayor Brenda Moore looked back at the past year and forward into 2021. The city, like so many others, faced several challenges in 2020, especially the coronavirus pandemic. There was also a rise in violent crime, an economic downturn, election challenges, and more. Mayor Moore says despite all of those issues, city staff and elected officials were able to come together to provide residents with services and assistance.
2020 was a year unlike any for the city of Saginaw and the Saginaw County area. It was a struggle and challenges. Oh, but the good things came out for us. It brought us together for a change. A change is about to come. The city staff provided safe and highly qualified services to our community and businesses during this whole entire pandemic.
Moore says going into 2021, she hopes residents can come together and show love for the city. The Saginaw NAACP focused on voter education and turnout during 2020. That was a major theme of the group's annual community address, given virtually via their Facebook page on Wednesday. President Terry Pruitt touched on how national events such as last summer's protests have resonated locally, calling racism a fundamental reality that has plagued the nation for centuries. Pruitt said the Saginaw branch recorded 400 phone and in-person inquiries at their office during 2020.
70% of these calls can be characterized as a complaint about alleged discrimination or some other form of unfair treatment and or a request for information. I need to note that we continue to see an increase in allegations of racism in the workplace and other venues throughout the county.
It said 2020 was a tumultuous year for the branch, with the pandemic impacting their major annual fundraiser, the Freedom Fund program. He said the branch will continue voter turnout efforts for the midterm elections in 2022. The Saginaw Transit Authority Regional Services is offering free rides to people getting a COVID-19 vaccination. Senior and disabled riders can schedule the ride up to 2 weeks in advance. Other riders should schedule a day in advance. Lyft services will be available for that service. Hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 5 to 9, and on Sunday from 9 to 9. To schedule a ride, you can call the STARS office. Required to wear a mask and use hand sanitizer upon entry without exception. WSTW News Time coming up on 10:08.
Here's a fact. Too much of today's journalism is politically biased. So where should you turn to get accurate, leading-edge information that you can trust? The Epoch Times. The Epoch Times covers the news the way you need it, unfiltered and accurate. Cutting-edge topics like the danger of the Chinese Communist Party, the pandemic, Russia, the Middle East, the economy, and news you won't hear anywhere else. The Epoch Times is free from the influence of governments, corporations, or political parties. You get to own opinions. Here's a special introductory offer. You can get 1 month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly print newspaper, as well as unlimited access to their dynamic website for just $1. That's right, $1. Go right now to trustednewspaper.com. That's trustednewspaper.com to subscribe. Do it now. trustednewspaper.com. trustednewspaper.com.
WSTW News Time coming up on 10:09. State police troopers and the Birch Run Fire Department a crash last night involving a pedestrian. Saginaw County Central Dispatch reported it about 10:30 in the 11,000 block of Dixie Highway. Currently no word on the victim's condition or what caused the crash. Fabiano Brothers has partnered with the National Beer Wholesalers Association for an awareness training to educate employees on recognizing and reporting the warning signs of human trafficking. The company's efforts are part of a nationwide campaign to help combat trafficking in communities across the United States. Beer distributors collectively visit more than 640,000 retail establishments across the country, making them uniquely positioned to combat human trafficking. About 500 Fabiano Brothers employees will take part in an awareness training session, which has become an onboarding process. Employees have also been equipped with contact information to alert authorities if they spot suspicious behaviors and tip cards containing red flag behaviors to carry with them as they visit accounts. Ford workers learned their profit-sharing number this afternoon as the company reports its 2020 earnings. Here's more from Jeff Gilbert at the Michigan News Network.
Ford's profit sharing will certainly be shy of the $6,600 that workers averaged last year. The number is based on pre-tax earnings here in North America. So far, Ford's made $2.5 billion in the first 3 quarters, so that will $500 plus or minus the fourth quarter amount. Now, the fourth quarter is expected to be tough as Ford dealt with the cost of launching their all-new F-150. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We have a winter weather advisory going into effect later this afternoon. We'll have snow developing this afternoon as well. Otherwise, cloud cover for most of the day today. Highs mid-30s, gusting in the 20s. Snow tonight around 3 inches of accumulation, 20 for your low. We'll have winds switching to the west-southwest and gusting up to 35 miles per hour. Snow continuing early on Friday, just another inch possible. Temperatures falling throughout the day into the teens with breezy winds. I'm meteorologist Mandy Faluber with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 26 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. We've got an open line hour for you, and we welcome those watching on twitch.tv, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube, where you can see me, a talking head. But here I am, folks. Something new has been added, and will continue now for the foreseeable future. And there will be a time in the future when we get it all worked out where hopefully we'll also be able to have guests side by side, so we'll be able to have the video of the guests too, to be a little closer to interviewing both and seeing the faces. We're going to spend a little time talking football this hour, and we're going to do that with the assistance of our guru, the prognosticator of all prognostications. Take that, groundhog. He is the one and only Pat Johnson. Pat, good morning.
Hey, good morning there, Art. How's it going?
It's going well. So, Mr. Prognosticator of all prognostications, you and I agreed this morning on the outcome of the Super Bowl. And I want to talk a little bit about that this morning. We have, I've said a number of times on this program, the media loves East Coast, West Coast battles because they get the big markets involved. It means audience for them and all of that, and it means more money and you name it. But I have a feeling that this showdown between a 43-year-old quarterback and a 25-year-old quarterback is almost as good for them. What do you think?
I think the NFL always will take star power over geography.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Well, the NFL will.
Got,
the NFL. I'm not sure the media would, but the NFL will.
as long as you've got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, media will always be happy. Yeah, they're okay with it, and that's the thing. I mean, you're getting these two guys who are. You've got the greatest quarterback of all time going up against the guy who own and become the greatest quarterback of all time. And I think that's why everybody's looking at this. Maybe, this would be the kind of Super Bowl we may look back, years later and say, wow, what a moment for football and what a moment for sports.
I do believe that this game has the potential to finally live up to the hype. We all know if, looking back over the 54 other Super Bowls, a lot of them don't live up to their hype. This one really may live up to their hype. And there's a number of side stories. You've got the side story of the 25-year-old trying to repeat, which hasn't been done since the 43-year-old did it. And now you have the 43-year-old with a home field advantage, which has never been done in the Super Bowl. It is interesting, though, to take away the home field advantage, the NFL has barred the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from firing the cannon off of their pirate ship. Because it's supposed to be a neutral field, you know. Yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I just thought it was comical, you know. How do you make the field neutral? Don't fire the cannon.
And I believe, what is it? They're allowing around 20,000 fans.
22, I think.
22,000.
Yes, 7,500 of which are first responders who have been given their tickets, which is quite a nice gift.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really
that's
is.
good. Even though it's in Tampa Bay, the Chiefs fan base is rabid, and it is unbelievable. So I bet you're going to see a lot of Chiefs fans down there. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I wouldn't either, because Kansas City is one of those towns where I can tell you there's a lot of money, and they can afford to go. You know, who can afford to go to the Super Bowl? You and I are going to be working. We're not going to the Super Bowl, you know.
Just watching it. That's all I can ever do.
Yeah. All right, so...
No, I think this will be a good one.
What do you expect out of them? Let's talk about Brady first.
I'll tell you what. I saw an interesting stat that showed that during like the last, I don't know how many Super Bowls, but Tom Brady's teams have started out real slow for some reason, and then they pick it up as the game goes on. I don't see that happening this time. I think Tom Brady and that Tampa offense is going to come out firing on all cylinders, and I think they know they have to, because if they start to fall behind, that's when they're going to get in trouble. That's what happened to them the first time they played Kansas City. Kansas City went out to a pretty big lead, and Tampa had to play catch-up 2 months ago, and they got within 3 points, but still, that just proved to be – they can't allow that to happen this time.
But isn't it interesting that if you put Brady and Mahomes side by side, how many times has Mahomes come back from a deficit in the first half?
I'm going to say not many.
You don't think?
He's done a few. I mean, he had that
Yeah,
that
he's
playoff
had
game
a
last
few,
year.
and they've been big ones.
But I don't. The thing is that usually with this, the Chiefs have won 25 of their last 27 games. I have to go back and look. I'm going to guess by the fourth quarter they had the lead in 75% of those games.
Yeah, well, I would probably
guess.
agree with that. Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
And what they do is they do start from time to time, but once they start to pick it up, it's a snowball. It just seems like they can't be stopped for a while. And once they get on a run, you just expect them to put up good points for at least a couple quarters.
Well, and the other thing, too, if Kansas City keeps Tampa's defense on the field and takes the steam out of them, then the game is theirs.
Right.
You know, and that people tend to, you know, we think about the quarterbacks, we think about the offense, the great plays and all of that. But there is something to time of possession, because the longer you have the ball, the more you wear down the defense.
The ball.
I'm sorry?
The other team can't score.
No, they can't score. Right. Well, unless they pick six.
Well, I guess unless they get an interception return, right?
Yeah.
Fumble return, something like that.
But for the most part, you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, he who has the ball wins. You know, and that's time of possession is very important.
Well, and the Tampa Bay pass rush, it's imperative for them to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes and to contain him. And, you know, they've got Ndamukong Suh. And they've got Ndamukong Suh, so we'll have to see what happens there.
Got Ndamukong Suh, but he's not a pursuit tackle.
No. But that's his job, is try to contain if he can.
Try and contain, but Mahomes, he's an escape artist in a lot of ways.
He is, and he is, you know.
And most dangerous when he's doing it, because that arm of his, he could be running away from you and flick the ball back and do a 20-yard, 30-yard pass, no problem.
Right, and that's the thing about Patrick Mahomes. That's why I believe he will be in the league for quite some time. Right now, he's able to run around. He's young. But as he gets older, obviously, he's not going to be able to do that as much. But with that arm, he's going to be in the league for many, many years. And what he can do, that he can throw it normally, or he can throw it sidearm, or even underhand.
Yeah,
which is,
we saw that the other day.
Yeah, he is an unbelievable talent. And I have to admit, you know, I watched some college football when he was at Texas Tech. I heard the name, you know, and I saw some highlights of his. But I didn't see this coming. I didn't. I really didn't. When the Chiefs picked him up, I thought, okay, they've got a decent young quarterback. Let's see what he's got. Yeah. Well, we've seen, and he's become
superstar. You know.
the Heisman Trophy winner. He wasn't. I mean, it's just he is an unbelievable talent, and he's got a killer instinct too. That's what's scary about a guy like him. He's got a killer instinct.
Exactly. He goes out to win, and he does what he has to win.
Right.
And besides, he's making a ton of money on commercials now with Rogers. The two of them together.
He's doing the shampoo commercial with Troy Polamalu. You talk about superstar. He's probably going to be the big superstar of the 2020s.
I think
easily.
So. Absolutely.
Easily.
All right, so your prediction was?
I have Kansas City winning by 30-28. Good one. It'll be a good one, but I think they'll have just enough to get by.
I was a little more generous to Kansas City. I said 31-24.
All right.
So we'll see what happens.
I've just learned after watching Tom Brady for 20 years, you can't count him out.
No, you certainly can't.
You just can't.
You can't.
And when you do, that.
Yeah, but a lot of times he's not playing a Patrick Mahomes. It's really.
Right.
I think Mahomes is going to be the difference. I really do. I really think he is going to be the difference in the game.
Yep.
So we'll see.
No, I think so too. I am completely with you.
All right.
All
right. Before I take a break, let's go to Mark in Alma. He's been hanging on while we've been jawboning here. So, Mark, good morning to you. Thanks for waiting.
Morning, Art. How are you today?
We're doing well. Thanks.
Hey, I came across a story yesterday, and I wanted your thoughts on it. They haven't certified an election in New York. There's still a race going on. And the Democrats found a judge to listen to the case, and I guess it's been appealed twice now, and the votes have changed a couple times when they reran the machines. Why isn't that, if the Democrats are finding a judge that would hear their case and they're screaming voter fraud, aren't we looking at everything?
That's an interesting question. I hadn't heard about that. It's one local race that hasn't been certified.
Correct.
Well, the Republicans did the same thing. The Republicans tried to find judges that would agree with them. They just couldn't. So the Republicans played the game but lost. So the first judge doesn't count. It's the last judges that count. So I don't know what to tell you, but it does bring into question. It must have been a pretty close race. It
was, but the more they keep recounting the votes, the it doesn't matter to me, to be honest with you. But it matters on these machines, to be honest with you, because the votes keep getting different every time they run them through this machine. And that's what's caused.
Are they putting the same number of ballots through, or are they eliminating ballots before they put them through? Is it the machine, or is it what they're doing to feed the machine?
I'm not sure. I found it odd that they could find a judge, and the Democrats are saying that there's fraud going on. But we were told by Bill Barr and everything that there was no fraud.
Yeah, funny thing about that. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll have to follow it. I'll have to look it up.
Hey, Art, just wanted to let you know, I looked up the story. It appears that 400 ballots were tossed out when they should not have been.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what they're
So that's
looking
the
into.
contest then.
That's the contest, right.
All right, so they recertified those ballots, and now they run those through the machine, and it changes. Yeah. All right.
Correct.
Good enough. Mark, I appreciate the call. Thanks.
All right, sir. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can give away a little money here. It's time to play the WSGW 10K Payday Contest. Right now, you can qualify to win the $10,000 grand prize by entering the 10K Payday word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is garlic, Garlic. Boy, I love garlic. Must be 18 or older to play. This contest being conducted by a large number of Alpha radio stations nationwide. One winner will be chosen. For complete contest rules, visit WSGW.com. 10K Payday on WSGW. And lines are open for you. Give us a call. We'll be back after these notes.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is Real people. Start watching today.
Fever is a leading symptom of the coronavirus, so take your temperature twice a day with the Exergen Temporal Scanner. It's quick and easy to use, and its accuracy is backed by more than 80 clinical studies. Have your family start and end their day with the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, doctors, and nurses. Your family can take their temperatures in seconds to know where they stand in the fight against COVID-19. Protect your family from the spread of this deadly disease and stay safe with Exergen.
This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Massachusetts only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Paul J. Moore, New Jersey. Michael Bro Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Mesothelioma. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been affected by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-578-2400. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of U.S. veterans and trade workers are at risk for the disease. Nearly $30 billion in court-ordered trusts has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be able to receive compensation. Filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-578-2400. That's 1-800-578-2400. 1-800-578-2400.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. The number of people applying for unemployment benefits last week declined to a 9-week low, though the number, 779,000, is still dramatically high. The improvement suggests hiring is picking up again. Shell's profits slumped last year to its lowest in at least 2 decades. Parent company profits slumped 71%. However, Shell's business was not as bad as feared, and it is planning to raise the dividend it pays investors. Ralph Lauren also mostly held up better than expected. The company's holiday quarter was mixed. Founder Ralph Lauren says in a statement, it is the company's values of timelessness, quality, perseverance, and optimism that are enabling us to connect with our consumers around the world. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Rain, sleet, and snow are coming. Ability and turn your commute into a battle. But the Michelin Man is ready to protect you with Michelin wiper blades. Exclusive SmartFlex technology makes these blades flex to the curve of your windshield, giving you the best wipe possible and streak-free, long-lasting performance for safer driving. Winter is coming, and when it arrives, be ready. Michelin wiper blades. It doesn't get any clearer than this.
Available at Walmart, Menards, Fleet Farm, Blaine's, and other fine retailers.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose. Sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. The lines are open for you for the remainder of the hour. Whatever you want to talk about, including the Super Bowl. Maybe you have a prediction for the Super Bowl. Who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Kansas City or is it going to be Tampa Bay? The 43-year-old quarterback from Tampa Bay or the 25-year-old quarterback from Kansas City? Which team is going to walk away victorious? Will Kansas City repeat or will Brady add a ring to his collection? Give us a call. 752-6111. Toll free inside the state of Michigan is 866-790 WSGW. If you're outside the state, use the area code 989-752-6111. And we'd love to chat with you on this Thursday morning. I want to talk a little bit about the notion of unity in Washington. It seems to be fleeting. The president, in his inaugural address, talked about unity, unity, unity in all his appearances before and since. He's talked about unity, unity, unity. He had a group of Republicans over to the White House, 10 of them, to talk about the stimulus package that he wants to put out. They came in with a package about the third of the size of his. And there wasn't any real negotiation. I mean, when all was said and done, nothing changed. It was the president's way or the highway. And that's the way it went to the Senate, and the Senate voted for reconciliation, which now allows them to vote on the package with a straight party vote. And they'll win because they have 50, plus Kamala Harris, vice president, who cast the deciding vote. So they win with 51 votes. The vote for reconciliation was strictly across party lines. It was 50 Democrats, 49 Republicans. One Republican did not vote, so Kamala Harris did not need to break a tie. But the whole notion of unity, you have to wonder sometimes, is it all for show? And both sides have played this game, by the way. I mean, we can go back over the last 20 years and look at the times that there have been deadlocks and reconciliations to avoid the filibuster. It was Biden's hope that he could find 10 Republicans to agree with him and support his package, because then he would have enough to override a filibuster and he could claim bipartisanship. And he was hopeful of that. But that's not the reality. And the reality was he still wanted it his way or the highway, and that's what's going to happen. However you feel about it, good, bad, and different, whether they should spend the money or shouldn't spend the money, it's done. Haven't voted on it yet, but they will. And when they do, it'll be a simple 51-50 vote, and it'll break the deadlock. It's just, in many ways, I wish they'd stop talking about unity, because the more they talk about it and the less they do of it, the less sincere they seem. The old adage, actions speak louder than words. They use a lot of words in Washington, but the action sometimes betrays the words. So I really, as much as I would like to see unity, and by unity, let's lay on the table what we're talking about. We're talking about compromise. We're talking about both sides getting together, taking the good points of the Democrats' proposal and the good points of the Republicans' proposal and putting together a proposal that makes sense. We don't see a lot of that. We don't see it. We don't hear about it. It just doesn't seem to be happening. Now, it happens on, localized issues. For example, if a bill came up to lower the amount of dollars we'd have for the Great Lakes and some of the projects on the Great Lakes, you can believe there is bipartisanship. The Democrats and the Republicans who represent Michigan get together, and they have done it time and time again on numerous projects, and they, in a bipartisan way, they support those issues. But when it comes to the big national issues, we've seen none of that. Party lines, that's it. And I am convinced that the time is ripe for a third party. And I've said, over the years, I'd call it the common sense party, because there seems to be a lack of it. But regardless, I think the time is ripe. The problem is finding the charismatic character who can lead that effort. 20, 30 years ago, it was Ross Perot. And he did well until he shot himself in the foot, with his mouth. But still, the estimates were that he was at a point in the process where he was holding on to 30 to 35% of the electorate. For a third party, that's huge. That's enough to change the election, more than enough. So we have to find that Ross Perot type character who has the charisma and has the common sense to attract a following and move forward. Now, what happens typically is when a third-party threat comes along in this country. A serious, I'm not talking about the minor third parties. There are a lot of them out there. The Green Party, okay, the words escape my mind now. Anyway, you know what I mean. There are a number of parties out there, Libertarian Party, but they don't attract significant numbers. They only attract 1%, 2%, very small. You need somebody that can attract the big numbers. And what happens when a serious third party begins to rear its head, the two main parties begin to assume some of the programs and ideas of that third party and draw back those voters into their party because they say, well, look at us. We do the same thing, and we're already here. We don't need a third party. I think it's time. I think that would shake up Washington more than anything. And I do believe it's time. All right, lines are open for you. Give us a call here on the Art Lewis Show. It's an open line edition. We're going to take a pause, and then we will be back with more.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima.
Optima Tax got involved. The calls would stop. The threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
I'm Joel, co-founder of the company behind SuperBeets. I'm excited to share with you our newest product, which includes clinically researched grapeseed extract, shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone.
Get a free 30-day supply of SuperBeets Chews, plus a free 30-day supply of Super Grapes with your first purchase when you shop at GetSuperBeets.com/Sky. That's GetSuperBeets.com/Sky.
Listen to this radio station on the Radio.com app. Connect with your favorite radio shows through contests, social media, and podcasts. Create custom alarms with your favorite radio stations, all free with the Radio.com app.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is a $30 gift certificate to the Beer Garden in Bay City for only $15. The Beer Garden has 18 delicious beers on tap, and there's some delicious signature burgers such as the Dealer's Choice and Grandma Jew. And do not forget to try Brussels sprouts. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now and snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
On the next Markley, Van Camp and Robbins show. Oh, great. Scientists say AI may not be controllable. Artificial intelligence? Heck, I'd settle for just intelligence, period.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW. You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you on this sunny, at least for now, Thursday morning. Wait till tomorrow. Not going to be so sunny. Haven't commented much on Jeff Bezos deciding to step down as the CEO of Amazon. The company he created began as a bookseller, has grown into this giant company, made him the richest man in the world. Estimated wealth about $200 billion. And he has decided to step away from the day-to-day routine of CEO and become the executive chairman. He'll still stay involved, but he won't be involved in the day-to-day operations. And Amazon pretty much is Jeff Bezos with his vision. each element of it as it came along was created by Bezos. Smart man, no two ways about it. Been a lot of criticism. Some of it very similar to the criticism Walmart gets when it goes into a community, and that is that they come into the community and you lose the local retailers because they go out of business. Bezos has been accused of doing the same thing online, hurting local retail, local business, taking business away from them. And probably to some degree there's truth there. I mean, obviously 80, I think I read 82% or something like that of those on Amazon are Prime members. So they use it. They use it regularly. Have all the benefits of Prime, which costs them $129 a year or something like that. I forgot now. But the question is now, will Amazon continue to advance, expand, or will there be a whole new tact with the new CEO, Andy Jassy? Jassy has been responsible for Amazon's cloud operation, which is huge, big enough that some government agencies participate in it. So we'll have to wait and see if things change at Amazon, the way they do business, what they offer, and how they offer it. And we'll have to wait and see. I had a question on my screen from someone at the station, and it was, what would your third party be about? Well, the name of the party says it all, common sense. We would take a look at issues and see what the common sense answer is for the country that includes ideas from the left, ideas from the right, ideas from the center, and put together policies that make sense. It's not so much that a third party would be the dominant party in the country, but what it would do would force the two major parties now to come to terms with things they weren't coming to terms with. Because if you had a third party that was relatively strong and, let's say, got 30, 35% of the vote, even 25% of the vote, if that means they can elect enough people to Congress, then you need to have a coalition to get anything done. It won't be one side or the other, my way or the highway. Because now, all of a sudden, you don't have the votes in either party. You have to work with those from the third party. So when we say, what's the party going to be about? I mean, if you're asking me, is it philosophically to the left or philosophically to the right? It isn't. It's common sense. And common sense typically falls in the middle. Is the party going to have a platform on abortion? Is the party going to have a platform on spending? There are a lot of issues out there that are contentious issues and that really deserve more of a discussion, more of a compromise than they're getting. And so that's where I think a third party comes in. Let's talk to Stan in Saginaw. Stan, good morning. You're on the Art Lewis Show.
Good morning. I recall a party called the Tea Party that was trying to get started.
No.
Which was a bit of a populist movement, but it was shut down by those who went after the donors. And I would be afraid of I'd be afraid that they'd go after the donors for a third party as well.
Stan, the Tea Party was not a third party. The Tea Party was a division of an established party. It was the far right side of the established party, in the same way that progressives are the far left side of the Democrat Party. That's not a third party.
I understand what you're saying. My thought was, though, that as they shut down the financing for the Tea Party, they would do the same with us. Well, that would be my fear.
How do they shut down a third party that's out there independently seeking donors who may agree with them? If they find donors that agree with them, they're not going to be able to shut them down.
Well, the same way they did with the donors for the Tea Party.
No, but that's different because it was not an independent party. It was a splinter of a party. So it was going after the same donors that normally give to that party. The party had some say there. A third party would be different. It would be outside the scope of the Republicans and Democrats. It would go after its own donors, and if those donors were independent, they wouldn't be swayed by the other parties.
Well, no, they went after the Tea Party donations by attacking the donors through the IRS. And you notice neither the Republicans nor Democrats.
Well, that was the other side. Wasn't the Republicans doing it?
To the IRS going after them.
That wasn't the Republicans doing it. That was, I listen.
Well, neither party objected to that.
Yeah, but I don't think they would do that with though that's true. That bothers me too. But a third party, if we had whatever you want to call I call it the common sense party, whatever it is. I don't think that the IRS would have much sway on that. If the party follows the rules, like the other two parties do, we think, if the party follows the rules, the IRS isn't going to have much to say. So. Well,
they do when they go after them and
if they go after them
and do as they did with the Tea Party, we have to really be sure that we fix that.
If they have legitimate reasons, then they do it. If they don't have legitimate reasons, they shouldn't do it. So.
They shouldn't, but they did.
Yeah. All right. Good enough, my friend.
Thank you.
Stan, thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Let's say, Lee, hang on. We'll get to you right after the break here on the Art Lewis Show.
We've all seen how unpredictable life can be, but here's one thing you can count on. The Covenant Center for the Heart is here for you. More people in the Great Lakes Bay region trust their hearts to Covenant Healthcare than any other area hospital. Why? Because we have the most comprehensive cardiac care in the region. From diagnosis in our chest pain center, to the region's first structural heart disease program, to our cardiac rehabilitation and wellness center. And because we keep our patients safe, Covenant has been awarded an A rating for patient safety from the Leapfrog Group 4 times in a row. So if you have an existing heart condition, call your cardiologist. If you experience symptoms like chest pain or shortness of 911 or come to the Covenant Emergency Care Center. Don't delay care. Life and hearts can be unpredictable. Trust yours to Covenant Healthcare, the leader for extraordinary care.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by and Pfizer.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. My friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, or weight gain, or your money back. Only $49.99 guaranteed. Hypnosis designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain. Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and lose the weight. Stop smoking or end anxiety for only $49.99 guaranteed, or your money back. Because of coronavirus, seminar now online live Thursday, February 11th, or Saturday, February 13th for the Saginaw area. Details at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Sunday, February 7th, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs square off in Super Bowl 55. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. Will Bucs quarterback Tom Brady win an unprecedented 7th Super Bowl ring? Or will the Chiefs and QB Patrick Mahomes become the first team to win back-to-back titles since Brady and the Patriots 17 years ago? If it's Super Bowl 55, it's right here.
Coverage begins 2 p.m. on Sunday, February 7th on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. We'll go back to our phones in Saginaw. We find Lee with us this morning. Lee, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
The reason I was calling was I've got a place at Wixom Lake, and we just got a survey from, I think, Four Lakes Task Force, and filled it out. And one of the questions was, how much does your household make a year, and how much would you be willing extra to pay in taxes?
I knew you were going there. I don't know if you listened about a month ago or so. This question came up. There was a news story about it, and to my reaction was, "You got to be kidding! The people who had homes on that lake suffered enough already, and now you want to make them pay for the suffering they went through." I couldn't believe that.
Well, and plus we're still paying the same taxes we were when we had it.
Right. Yeah, you're paying your same taxes. You know, I didn't understand it.
I don't either. I don't know where it's going, but I just thought it very ironic that you get a lot of people that are down and you're kicking them again.
I wonder what that survey is going to show. I would love to see the results of that. I would love to see the unedited results of that survey. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, but it's just 2020 has been hard on a lot of different people in different ways.
My goodness, yes. It's a year to forget.
Some people just caught it all direction.
Let me ask you a question so we understand your situation. Where was your house relative to the lake? Was it on the lake? Were you lakefront?
Yes.
You were lakefront?
Yes.
So what's in front of your house now?
A lot of poplar trees, about 3 or 4 foot high.
Yeah, swampland, in other words, basically.
Well, the thing of it is that lake bed's been underwater for 100 years. So once it's dropped down, it's so full of nutrients and stuff that anything that goes plants there, it's going to grow exponentially. Just loves the nutrients in that soil now. And these poplar trees go. Yeah, we've got poplar saplings probably. Oh, it's a small forest. It's just not very high yet. But in 5 years, I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, unless they do something.
Yeah.
Well, they say once the dam is fixed, that the lake should come back.
Yes, but where is all those dead trees going to go?
Yeah,
that are in the water?
Sure, that's the question. You know, do you treat that ground first before you let the water come back? What do you do? I don't know. It's well beyond my ability to understand it. So what did you answer, or did you answer it yet?
Yes, I did answer it, and it was the way the questionnaire was set up is you had 5 different things to pick: very likely, neutral, unlikely, very that type of thing.
Yeah,
and the same thing with household income. It went from 0 to 25, and 25 to 50, and 50 to 75, and you picked which one. But and then it had another one that says, how much more would you be willing to pay in taxes per year? And it went from 0 to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500. And it's like, okay, So I don't know. It's just crazy.
What'd you answer?
Well, I answered the truth on the income because I'm pretty sure they could figure that out. But we've had this place for 35 years, and we remodeled it, and we didn't get any water damage in it, but we got a lot of financial damage because
the value of the home.
Places like it were, places really close to that 2 summers ago within the neighborhood were selling like $350,000, and I don't think you could get 90 for it now.
Hey, now they're hard to give away right now.
Yeah,
there's
so many for sale.
I feel for you, man. I'll tell you, it's that's a devastating series of events. And I said a month ago when I heard about it, I said, "What are they trying to do? Kick you while you're down?" They're looking for somebody to pay for the repair to the dam. Okay, federal government, state government, step up to the plate. You allowed it to happen. Step up to the plate.
Well, I think, right. Yeah, state needs to, federal government needs to. I think a lot of these people that we don't have a mortgage on it, obviously we've had a long time, but there's a lot of people that have bought in the last, 10 years.
Of course.
Or whatever, they got.
All right. Hey, I got to run because I'm out of time. But keep us posted. I'd like to hear more about it and see how it goes. Leah, I appreciate the call. Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll take our last break. Be back to close out this edition of the Art Lewis Show.
I'm Joel, co-founder of the company behind Super Beets. I know what you're thinking. This guy must really love beets. Well, I'd like to say yes. Asked our team of scientists and dietitians to find the best superfoods for promoting heart-healthy energy and supporting healthy blood pressure, they led me to beets. But we didn't stop there. I'm excited to share with you our newest product, Super Beets Heart Chews, which includes clinically researched grapeseed extract, shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Our team is committed to supporting your healthy lifestyle with products like Super Beets Heart Chews. Science-backed, plant-based, and better for you.
Get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Chews, plus a free 30-day supply of Super Grapes with your first purchase when you shop at getsuperbeets.com/sky. That's getsuperbeets.com/sky.
Here's a fact. Too much of today's journalism is politically biased. So where should you turn to get accurate, leading-edge information that you can trust? The Epoch Times. Times covers the news the way you need it, unfiltered and accurate. Cutting-edge topics like the danger of the Chinese Communist Party, the pandemic, Russia, the Middle East, the economy, and news you won't hear anywhere else. The Epoch Times is free from the influence of governments, corporations, or political parties. You get to form your own opinions. Here's a special introductory offer. You can get 1-month subscription to the Epoch Times weekly print newspaper, as well as unlimited access to their dynamic website for just $1. That's right, $1. Go right now to trustednewspaper.com. That's trustednewspaper.com to subscribe. Do it now. trustednewspaper.com. trustednewspaper.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your car insurance with Right Track, which rewards you for safe driving.
As the world's most careful driver, that's perfect. Now applying 2 pounds. You really turning in 0.3 miles and begin a deceleration.
With Liberty Mutual's Right Track, you could earn up to 30% savings based on how you drive. Sign up at libertymutual.com/righttrack.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Discount on participating vehicles, base coverages only. Availability varies.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. That'll do it for the program today. I'll be off tomorrow, but be back with you on Saturday. Meantime, stick around. Focus coming up. We're going to focus on the Bay City Optimist Club. That'll happen after the news. CBS coming up at the top of the hour. Then the local report, bringing you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. I'm Art Lewis. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you around the corner after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve. Biden says the kind of political extremism that sparked the Capitol attack has to be dealt with.
We know now we must confront and defeat political extremism, white supremacy, and domestic terrorism. For so many in our nation, this is a dark, dark time.
He spoke at the National Prayer Breakfast the morning after Republicans in the House refused to take action against conspiracy theorist Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. But CBS's Chris Van Cleve says Democrats are poised today to vote to strip her of committee assignments.
Without committee membership, Greene loses the ability to influence legislation that could impact her district, but she is certainly raising her profile. She claims she's got a big supporter in former President Donald Trump, and she's been aggressively fundraising the last couple of weeks, raising $175,000 yesterday in just 24 hours.
House Republicans were convinced to keep Wyoming's Liz Cheney in her leadership post. She drew fire for voting to impeach former President Trump. CBS's Anna Werner says a new government analysis says baby food from some of the country's top companies contains levels of some materials that might shock parents.
The report says compared to the levels allowed by the FDA in bottled water, the results were up to 91 times the arsenic level, up to 69 times, up to 177 times the lead level. We asked all 7 companies for comment. Those who responded said they are committed to safety. All told us they either comply with government standards, have developed their own internal quality and testing standards, or both.
There's more than one COVID vaccine out there. One researcher is looking into what happens when they're mixed.
Virologist Matthew Snape has recruited 800 volunteers for the mixed vaccine trial. His findings could have global implications.
If there were to be supply problems with one of the vaccines, then you're protected against that by being able to immunize with the other vaccine as an alternative.
It's possible mixing vaccines might even confer better protection. That happened with Ebola. For instance, the results should be known by June. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
The government says 779,000 people filed claims for unemployment benefits last week. Bankrate.com's Mark Hamrick says that's down from the week before, but still very high.
Attention appropriately gravitates to the epicenters of job loss, like leisure and hospitality, bars and restaurants. But the devastation stretches well beyond those sectors, including healthcare, manufacturing, and construction.
Well, checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 272 points. The NASDAQ is up 75. The S&P 500 is up 25. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because the rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
February means love is in the air, and the Maytag store thinks nothing says lovin' like a brand new oven. Or or fridge, you get the idea. The Maytag store is showing their friends and family just how much they love them with their customer appreciation sale. 3 days only, Friday and Saturday, February 5th and 6th, and Monday, February 8th. Find deals to love on American-made appliances from Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Maytag. Fall in love with 0% interest for 12 months. They have freezers starting at $6.99. Looking for laundry? Well, look no further. The Maytag store has top-load laundry pairs starting at $8.99. Plus, more in-stock appliances that you can pick up and take home today. Experience the Maytag store difference at all 3 Maytag store locations. 3800 Saginaw, 477 North Main Street in Frankenmuth in the Kroger Plaza, and at their new outlet store, 4700 Gratiot in Saginaw. Or you can find them online at the MaytagStoreUSA.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 28 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. A Michigan group has delayed safety recommendations after 2 dams failed last year, destroying 150 houses and causing over $200 million in damage to Midland County. The Michigan Dam Safety Task Force drafted 86 recommendations, including increased monitoring and other risk mitigation efforts. They will revise some of the language later in the week to send to Governor Gretchen Whitmer and state regulators. Recommendations also must be approved by the legislature. The failure of the Edenville Dam, which led to the failure of the Sanford Dam and the flooding, had a history of violating safety regulations. The flooding forced the evacuation of 10,000 people. The Saginaw branch of the NAACP gave its annual community address virtually Wednesday. President Terry Pruitt called 2020 a tumultuous year, starting with an early call to cancel their annual fundraiser, the Freedom Fund program. Pruitt said the branch's major focus in 2020 was on voter turnout for the November election.
This effort can best be characterized as a community collaborative that demonstrated an exceptional level of energy and commitment on the part of everyone that was connected to it. In large part, the plan was designed to educate voters about the voting process, candidates, and local issues of concern to the broader community.
Pruitt said Get Out the Vote efforts included a digital billboard on top of Saginaw's Commerce Center, a mass mailing, radio announcements, and an Election Day broadcast with WSGW sister station KISS 107. He said the continue voter turnout efforts aimed at the midterm elections in 2022. Saginaw County Central Dispatch reported a person was struck by a vehicle last night. It happened in the 11,000 block of Dixie Highway about 10:30. State police troopers and the Birch Run Fire Department responded. No word on the condition of the victim or the cause of that crash. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. Carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchler Lighting, flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. Charges could come as early as today in the shooting death of a Lapeer High School student. Metamora Township Police Chief David Mallett says a 19-year-old man is under arrest for killing Tuesday morning at a trailer home. 18-year-old Caden Ryan died of a gunshot wound to the torso, but the circumstances of the shooting are unclear. Mallett says Metamora is a quiet rural community.
Lapeer County in general does have its share of homicides, but it not a large share, but they do their share of homicides, but they are seldom. They're very seldom up here.
Ryan is being remembered by friends and family as a shining light who loved McDonald's, Nike, and working on cars. He was due to graduate in the spring. The Lapeer County Prosecutor's Office will decide if any criminal charges will be filed. The state of Michigan is about to compare care system against others across the country to see how it can be improved. State Representative Brana Colley of Adrian is among 10 bipartisan members who will be appointed to the Foster Care State Task Force later today.
The key part of this task force that is, to me, the most important thing of all is to listen, to get around, to travel the state, parents, to find out what is wrong and better understand our system's flaws firsthand from people who know the realities better than anyone else, and then use that knowledge and experience to help shape our recommendations for actual changes to state law.
The task force's recommendations are expected to be made later this year. From Super Bowl I to Super Bowl 55, a Detroit News sports reporter has been to every game since its inception in 1967. Here's more from John Hewitt.
From the Lombardi-led Packers and Joe Willie's guarantee through the dynasties of the Steelers, 49ers, and to Tom Brady 9 times over, Jerry Green has literally seen it all. When it comes to Super Bowls, he is the only person left who has been to every game. And as he heads to Florida for this Sunday's matchup between the Chiefs and Buccaneers, he says it almost didn't happen.
I wasn't going to go. Then the NFL called and sort of nudged me a little bit to go, and I started watching the playoff games, and gee whiz, I don't think I'll be able to miss this one. And I decided to go.
And the streak lives.
That was John Hewitt reporting. When you see news happening, call the WSTW Newsroom, 752-0790. Coming up on 11:11, I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We have a winter weather advisory going later this afternoon. We'll have snow developing as well, otherwise cloud cover for most of the day today. Highs mid-30s, south winds gusting in the 20s. Snow tonight around 3 inches of accumulation, 20 for your low. We'll have winds switching to the west-southwest and gusting up to 35 miles per hour. Snow continuing early on Friday, just another inch possible. Temperatures falling throughout the day into the teens with breezy winds. I'm meteorologist Mandy Faluber with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 32 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus. You buy Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Supply, serving you since 1959.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. And today, we're going to focus on the Bay City Noon Optimist Club. And with us this morning is the president of the club. We say good morning to Roberta Spencer.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Excited to be with you today.
Well, glad to have you with us. I think we need to start out with a bit of an overview. The name of the club kind of says it all, Optimist. I think we all know what optimism is. How did the club get its start? Do you know the history of the Optimist movement?
I do know that the Optimist Club, it has been not our club initially, but Optimist itself is over 100 years old. There was a group of men that got together, and their focus was on their line was friend of boy, I believe, and it has since changed to be friend of youth, and then our new and main focus is to bring out the best in our youth, our community, and ourselves. Our club has been in existence we just celebrated 60 years in 2018, so we were chartered in 1958.
So the Optimist Club is a service club like many clubs. We have the Rotary, the Lions, and the list goes on. The Optimist Club You mentioned you focus on youth as one of your primary focuses. What does the club do to support that notion?
Well, we do. Our club does. We sponsor the Optimus International Essay Contest, as well as the Optimus International Oratorical Contest, and those are opportunities for students to win scholarships. We have a local level where top prize is $500, $250, $100 for the top 3 entries. And then for the essay contest, the winner advances to our Michigan District contest, which is a $2,500 scholarship. We're right in the middle of the essay contest right now, where the judges are reviewing the applicants. And so that is, we're no longer accepting those, but we are promoting oratorical contests, which, again, the prizes locally for our club are $500, $250, and $100 to the top 3. But that winner has an opportunity to advance to the international competition, which is in the 15,000. Our last year's winner received $15,000 scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really exciting.
Let me ask, we'll talk more about that, but I have to ask this question because I was in a Rotary Club for many, many, many years. A lot of the service clubs were having problems recruiting new, younger members. The clubs, we had a lot of older members, but the younger members were hard to come by. Has that changed? Does the Optimus Club or any of the other clubs now have a cadre of young, vibrant members to keep it going?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think I'm young, but that might not necessarily be true.
No, I'm sure.
In the,
probably younger than I am. So.
In the whole, yeah. But we do, yes, that is definitely an issue for service clubs nationwide, is getting the younger members engaged. And really, if you think about it, younger members are so focused on if they have a new career or if they have children. It does take a lot to redirect their attention. I think when someone is passionate, though, about what the Rotary Club does or what our Bay City Noon Optimist Club does, where we are able to help the youth. I know our members, regardless of their age, want to be involved with the youth. We haven't been able to participate in our birthday parties that we throw for the each month for the Good Samaritan Rescue Mission because of COVID. So they're desperately missing those interactions with the youth of our community.
We'll talk more about that. I have to take a break, but hang on. We're talking to Roberta Spencer, president of the Bay City Noon Optimist Club. We will be back with more on Focus, but let me tell you it's time to play the WSGW 10K Payday Contest. Right now you can qualify to win the $10,000 grand prize by entering a 10K Payday word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is squash. S-Q-U-A-S-H. I love to eat squash. Must be 18 or older to play. It's a contest being conducted by a large number of Alpha radio stations nationwide. One winner will be chosen. For complete details and rules, visit WSGW.com. It's the 10K Payday on WSGW. More with Roberta, but let me also take a moment to tell you about one of my favorite haunts, and hopefully one of yours, and that's Krizak's House Family Restaurant in Bay City, where, by the way, they are planning a Punchki Day, and they will have some form of a Punchki Day. I say some form because it's going to be smaller because of the restrictions on the restaurant than they would normally like to have. But keep listening for details, and we'll tell you more about it. Meantime, remember that they look forward to serving you, and now that they can have some inside seating. Every day is takeout day, of course, at Krizak's. Krizak's House Family Restaurant, corner of Cass in Michigan, on Bay City's south side. For takeouts and reservations and parties, call 894-5531. Krizak's House Family Restaurant. We'll be back after these notes.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is a $30 gift certificate to the Beer Garden in Bay City for only $15. The Beer Garden has 18 delicious beers on tap, and they have some delicious signature burgers such as the Dealer's Choice and Grandma Jew. And do not forget to try their poutine and roasted Brussels sprouts. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now and snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Listen to this radio station on the Radio.com app anytime, anywhere. Listen to more than 300 stations along with more than 3,000 podcasts from your home area or across the U.S., all free.
With the Radio.com app.
I'm Joel, co-founder of the company behind Super Beats. I know what you're thinking. This guy beats. Well, I'd like to say yes. The truth is that when I asked our team of scientists and dietitians to find the best superfoods for promoting heart-healthy energy and supporting healthy blood pressure, they led me to Beets. But we didn't stop there. I'm excited to share with you our newest product, Super Beets Heart Chews, which includes clinically researched grapeseed extract, shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Our team is committed to supporting your healthy lifestyle with products like Super Beets Heart Chews. Science-backed, plant-based, and better for you.
Get a free Super Beets Chews, plus a free 30-day supply of super grapes with your first purchase when you shop at getsuperbeets.com/sky. That's getsuperbeets.com/sky.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back. Here on Focus on WSGW, we're focusing on the Bay City Noon Optimist Club. We're talking to its president, Roberta Spencer. Roberta, you mentioned COVID-19 has curtailed a number of activities. How has it impacted the club over the year?
Well, our club has had to adapt to Zoom meetings to meet, and we've also had to create opportunities where it is a safe environment for our members to be able to do the things that we do, which is contribute to our community. We have, we did last fall, we did a collection outside of the Boys and Girls Club in Bay City to collect school supplies for Washington Elementary. And that was all done outside. We did have an opportunity for members to see each other, but also maintain that safe distancing. We've had to really change, adapt, and just as everybody else has, pivot to the new normal, which is meeting online. And to keep those exciting and has been a unique challenge as well.
Oh, I bet it has. One of the things about the Optimist Club, I mean, a lot of service clubs have a mission statement or a test or something of those natures. But your creed has a lot of elements to it. A lot more than most, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, it does. It is. Well, I find that it is an expression of, it speaks well to me. I like to do everything it says. It's to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to make all your friends feel that there's something in them. What positive feedback that we can give to others, how we can share our optimism and be good stewards of our services and to our community.
Was your optimism tested in 2020?
Oh, definitely. But, one of our tenets of our creed is to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. I mean, we're always going to make mistakes. We're always going to be sometimes, but we're always going to be forgetting those mistakes and pressing on to the greater achievements.
Yeah. Well, Roberta, if somebody's interested in the Bay City Noon Optimist Club, how might they contact you and possibly join?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We have a website. It is Noon Optimist at Bay City. I'm sorry, it's baycitynoonoptimist.org. We have a Facebook page, Bay City Noon Optimist Facebook page. Even if you typed in Optimist Club, you would get redirected maybe to Optimist International, which would then give you the information on how to reach out to a local club.
Well, I want to thank you for spending a little time with us this morning and talking about the Optimist Club, and keep up the optimism.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be with you today. And if you're interested in membership, we still would like to have you join us. We can get you a membership application anytime, Art.
I'll bet you can. Roberta, I appreciate the thought. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Sure. Goodbye.
Roberta Spencer, she is the president of the Bay City Noon Optimist Club. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's .com/trial.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you are on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead? You feel like there is no way out and you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul? Don't let the banks bully you. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you pay only a fraction of what you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months rather than decades. Get off the debt treadmill and stop the endless cycle. Get free of credit card debt, time your loans, and even internet loans. Call now at 800-533-6605 to see if you can qualify with no obligation and how you can receive a free book written by our CEO, The Debt Dietitian. For over a decade, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Start saving money now and avoid bankruptcy. Your debt can be settled for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 800-533-6605. That's 800-533-6605.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The WSGW Morning Team Show with Charlie, Dave, and Pat, keeping you connected around the clock. Weekdays 5:30 to 9, 100.5 and 790 News Radio W. The Focus Show on WSGW, brought to you by Northeastern Paint Supply in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
And that'll do it for the Focus Show for today. I'm off tomorrow. I'll be back Saturday. Talk to you then at 9 o'clock here on WSGW. Stick around now for Farm Service 790 with Farm Director Terry Henney. He'll be along after these notes.
February means love is in the air, and the Maytag store thinks nothing says lovin' like a brand new oven, or washer, or fridge. You get the idea. The Maytag store is showing their friends and family just how much they love them with their customer appreciation sale. 3 days only, Friday and Saturday, February 5th and 6th, and Monday, February 8th. Find deals to love on American-made appliances from Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Maytag. Love with 0% interest for 12 months. They have freezers starting at $6.99. Looking for laundry? Well, look no further. The Maytag store has top-load laundry pairs starting at $8.99. Plus, more in-stock appliances that you can pick up and take home today. Experience the Maytag store difference at all 3 Maytag store locations. 3800 Tittabawassee in Saginaw, 477 North Main Street in Frankenmuth in the Kroger Plaza, and at their new outlet store, 4700 Gratiot in Saginaw. Or you can find them online at the MaytagStoreUSA.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Stop smoking. Lose weight now without cravings, irritability, or your money back. Only $49.99 guaranteed. Join Mark Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar and lose the weight. Stop smoking or end anxiety for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. Because of coronavirus, the seminar is now online, live Thursday, February 11th or Saturday, February 13th for the Saginaw area. Details at markpatrickseminars.com. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Now, the only local
Radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a good day. Look outside. It's just absolutely beautiful. Walk outside. Not all that bad either. 31 degrees at the airport, 32 here at Radio Center. We're looking at 31 degrees in Midland. Downtown Bay City is currently at 30 degrees. We do have a falling barometer for a very good reason. We have not only 1, but 2 low-pressure systems we're going to have to contend with over the next 24 to 36 hours, and one of them just isn't going to leave anytime soon. As a matter of fact, a high-pressure system is going to move in behind the second low-pressure system, and that's the one we're really going to have to keep an eye on, because it looks as though we're going to have to contend with that for not only 24, 48, but more than likely a good part of the work week, at least next week, if not longer than that. We do have a south breeze gusting to 23, 29.85, and falling is the barometric pressure. It feels like out there 20 degrees as we go through the day. The winds aren't really going to kick up much more than what they are right now. The primary concern is going to be more than likely after sunset tonight. That's when the biggest mess is going to occur, and by that, I mean not only increases in the wind, but also increases in the amount of precipitation that we get, and we'll highlight that in just a second. There is a high-pressure system over West Virginia, and that's not helping us at all. That has a clockwise circulation of air, and what it's doing is pushing some Gulf moisture up at us through the Tennessee Valley and the Ohio River Basin, and eventually it's winding up here. It's one of the reasons why we're looking at 36 degrees for a high this afternoon. The other thing is the two lows, they have counterclockwise circulation. So it's kind of a tunneling effect. What happens is that warm, moist air is moving up into the Great Lakes area. One low pressure system is moving along the extreme northern part of the continental United States, northern Minnesota. That low is going to continue in an easterly trajectory. The other low is coming from the southern plains. That is currently over Missouri, and it is going to be moving all the way into northern Ohio as we go through the evening hours and during the day tomorrow. So the counterclockwise circulation of that one is going to be pulling that air back over top of us, and the two of them working together are really going to create some pretty strong gusty winds. Now, the East Coast is finally rid of whatever they had to deal with over the past few days. And eventually all of this is going to move in that direction, but it's not going to bring all of the moisture. Instead, it's going to bring the bitter cold temperatures. Usher in the high pressure system we were talking about. That thing really isn't going to go much of anywhere. And over the next several days, it is going to continue to pump more and more cold air over us. Matter of fact, I was looking at the immediate forecast in terms of temperatures. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if we hit 20 degrees for a high, we're going to be really happy. It's just not going to happen. And nighttime lows, well, Monday night, we're only going to drop down to about 16, but then Tuesday, we're looking once again in single digits, and the same thing with Wednesday. Now, when we're talking single digits, we're going to get some of those this upcoming weekend. We're looking for low on Saturday night, optimistically, of 4. Pessimistically, I'm looking at 4 below zero as far as the temperature on Saturday night and early Sunday morning. And Sunday, our high temperature will only be about 13 degrees. So, yeah, thumbs down for some of the folks that are listening to me right now. It is just not, it's not conducive to working outside. So I guess, like we said yesterday, if you've got some work to do and you want to get it done, yesterday was a great day to do it. Today, right up until about 4 o'clock, looks like it's not going to be all that bad either. But after 4 o'clock, things are really beginning to change. We're seeing quite a bit of heavy cloud cover moving in to the western side of the Lower Peninsula right now. And those heavy clouds will be a part of our weather scene here as we go into the afternoon. Heavy precipitation in Wisconsin. It looks like Iowa's getting hit pretty hard, and the northwest corner of Indiana, or I should say of Illinois, is getting a real mix right now of rain, sleet, and snow. So that's in our forecast. High of 36. Clouds will be increasing, windy later, especially after 4 o'clock this afternoon. Looking for a low tonight of 22. Snow is in the forecast. 3 to 5 inches of snow is likely by the time it's all said and done as far as snow goes, and that should be about noon tomorrow. But we're going to see, because of the strong gusty winds and the bitter cold, we're going to see lake effect snows. So snow showers are in the forecast during the day tomorrow, a high of about 26, but that high is going to be our nighttime low, I think. We're going to see those temperatures drop after midnight and drop all the way down to 12 for a low tomorrow night. Snow is going to end, but lake effect activity will kick in, and that'll be around with us on Saturday as well as on Sunday. And I think Monday, we're going to see lake effect activity. The heaviest amount of snow, though, is going to be over on the west side of the state. Record high in this state, set back in 1991, it was 50 degrees. The record low set way back in 1918, 17 below. And a year ago today, our high was 37, and our low was 23. Incidentally, sun will set this evening at 5:52. You won't see it. Sunrise tomorrow morning, and you probably won't see that either, will be 7:48. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Chris Weiler is standing by over at the Andersons in Hemlock. We'll find out what the markets are doing in a moment. But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Extreme weather, well, that can leave you feeling pretty anxious. Droughts, floods, they do happen. Along with a long dry spell or a major flood, that can ruin your crops, but it shouldn't ruin your life. Make sure you secure your future with multi-peril crop insurance from NAU Country Insurance Company and the Wiki Crop Insurance folks of Chesaning. You can rest easy knowing that NAU Country's multi-peril crop insurance is in force. You and your family deserve NAIU Country peace of mind. So see Kyle today at wikicrop.com, or you can dial him up toll free at 888-845-7918 for more information. NAU Country Insurance Company is an equal opportunity provider. Chris Weiler joining me right now from the Andersons. Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Good. I'm all, Terry. How you doing today?
Hey, we're not doing too bad. Everybody is looking at the horizon over on the west side to see what's going on. It looks as though we're probably going to get a little bit of snow out of this thing, but the wind is something else. I'm kind of curious before we get into the markets. The wheat fields out there, for the most part, do they have a little bit of snow cover over a good part?
Yeah, and even down here in Ohio, it seems like everything has got coverage on it now. We really don't have any concerns about the wheat crop in Michigan because, I mean, there's good coverage. And hasn't been it doesn't seem like areas that we've seen, there's been a whole lot of snow melt. And, you get areas and fields where you get ponding and then it freezes. So we haven't seen a whole lot of that. So stuff's pretty optimistic.
So what's going on with the markets right now?
This has been the quietest week probably all year, and I think I said that last week. So that tells you how dead it is. We had export sales out this morning, so the trade expectations for corn were like 236 to 310 million bushels. The pace that we need to hit per week to meet the USDA expectations for the crop year is like 18 million. Well, we came in at the upper end of 293 million. Not seeing a whole lot of action on the corn board. Now the bean expectations were 11 to 28 million bushels. So those are, figures a million bushels in every export vessel that leaves. That came in at just over 30 million, and that's got beans up a bit here today. That pace should start to slow down as we get in through February, and the export program for the U.S. switches to corn and beans start to come out of South America. But wheat was actually at the upper end of the range, but it's kind of taking it on the chin today. So spot corn at Hemlock were down $0.015 at 5.20. New crops right at 4.01, only down a quarter cent. Spot beans are up 7 at 13.53. New crops up a nickel at 11.06 cash. And then wheat's down. Wheat's down 12 cents today. Spot wheat's 6.06 cash for Feb delivery. New crop would put it at 4.12. like 480, 486 right now. Again, that's for the first time, or that's the first time I've been below the $6 mark here for a minute. New crop white wheat's at 591. So wheat's probably the ugly one today.
I'm just kind of curious what you're hearing from farmers, from producers. Undoubtedly, a lot of guys have locked in some seed for themselves. Are you hearing that, let's say in the case of soybeans, which continue to be on the green side, are we looking at a chance of more and more acres going into soys right now?
Some areas in the U.S., yes. Michigan, I always watch a corn and soybean price ratio, and it seems like if you take the price of soybeans divided by the price of corn, if it's 2.3 to 2.6, growers tend to keep their acres about the same. Looking at cash prices in Michigan, you can sell new crop beans at 11.06 and corn at $4. That's 2.75. That would generally buy a few more soybean acres. Just talking to our growers, we haven't seen a whole lot of switching. You get into places like Illinois, those guys are really good at growing corn, but they can make 200 plus bushel yields on average that we just can't in Michigan. So,
yeah,
the bean balance sheet is tight enough that they have to. There's going to be an interesting acreage war come March, April.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be real interesting to see how this all shakes out. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully everybody will make themselves some money this year. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Chris, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Yep, you too, Terry. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking with you. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Over to Oppenheimer we go. Doug Klein is standing by. The market report brought to you by the folks at Michigan's John Deere dealership. That's Bader and Sons Company. Hey, if you're a farmer, construction, or landscape company and you're working in tight spaces, consider the line of John Deere compact construction equipment, including skid steers, track and wheel loaders, and compact excavators. For a demonstration, just contact the Linwood store in beautiful downtown Crump, or visit greentractors.com and try out some tough compact equipment that's designed for small spaces. Market report also brought to you by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Talking Carhartts, talking Red Wing shoes and boots, talking Stormy Cromer accessories. It's Ed Raymond and Sons, 151 West Broad Street in downtown Chesaning. They are open 7 days. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm looking at a little bit more red than green. What's going on?
Ain't we got fun?
Yeah, we got fun.
Hey, Deere hit a new high today, all-time high. AGCO hit a new high today. That's an all-time high. They're burying GameStop. That's down 30. GameStop. That's down 30% today. So that's kind of gone from 400 to 63 in a real hurry. So that's very interesting. I want to thank Jennifer and Joe for that 20-cent jump on the price of gas at Kroger this morning. I appreciate that.
I was wondering who was responsible for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We got it. We got it right down. We got two people there. Okay.
It doesn't take long. Short list. And they're bailing on the precious metals a bit today, 1.5% to 2.5% to 3% in that neck of the woods. So that's what's going on. Here's your numbers. The March corn, 5.51 3/4, down 1/4 penny. December corn, 4.51, unchanged. March soybeans, 13.81 1/4, up a dime. The November soybeans, 11.61 1/4, up a nickel. The March wheat is 6.37 1/2, down 10 3/4, and July wheat 6.26 3/4, down 6 1/4. Crude oil is 55.93, up 24 cents. Heating oil is 167.23. That's down 1/2 penny. Gasoline 174. That's down 1/4 penny. Natural gas is 281.80. That's up 2.9 cents. The Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar, gets you $1.2835 at the border. That's up 54 ticks. The yen is at 105.43. That's up 42 ticks. The euro is at 119.71. That's down 63 ticks. The dollar's at 91.47. That's up 30 ticks. Gold's at 1786.80, down 45.40 an ounce. Silver's at 26.17. That's down 72 cents. Platinum's at 1100 even. That's down 14.40.
Oh. 14.4. So where did we go with wholesale gas?
It's still 174.
Okay.
No, 40 maybe. I don't know. 255 seems a little much.
Little steep.
Yeah, I got to build in a little cushion.
I'm afraid we haven't seen anything yet. Doug, you take care.
Okay, you
All
too.
righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, that farm all, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. And Weiss Equipment will show you those farm-all tractors just aren't for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, it'll tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. See them for yourself today at Weiss Equipment, 450 North Main, across from Kroger and Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Jerry Samolsky joins us in a moment. The plant of the week.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Lots of things coming up that you should be aware of. We talked a little bit about soybean and corn acreage. Want to remind you that Coffee with Corn is something that goes on every week. And coming up Tuesday, we're going to be talking about weather risk in production agriculture. A fellow by the name of Eric Snodgrass with Nutrient Ag Solutions will be joining us on Coffee with Corn. Again, that's next Tuesday at 8 a.m. You can see that on the WSGW Facebook, the Farm Service 790 Facebook, 94.5 The Moose Facebook, and of course, the Michigan Corn Growers Facebook and website, and YouTube, WSGW YouTube as well. Also going on, and you can take a look at this because, hey, the big game is coming up on Sunday, Super Bowl. We have a program, it's called Talkin' Beans, and Joe Kramer, along with a nutritionist with the Michigan Bean Commission, is preparing some bean dishes that you can enjoy on Super Sunday, or you can enjoy at any time of the year. Take a look at those recipes. You'll be able to go to the Michigan Bean Commission's website and get those recipes and see how they're prepared by taking a look at our latest Talkin' Beans feature, which is also archived. It's on the Facebook locations of WSGW and Farm Service 790 Facebook. So check those out and enjoy. All righty. Jerry Samolsky joining me right now from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, the plant of the week. Well, let's just put it this way. Whatever we think can survive some cold weather coming up. What do you think, Jerry?
Well, there we go. Zone 4 hardy plant of the week is Mohican viburnum. And easiest way is, the old thing, the last of the Mohicans. So that's maybe how you can remember it. But it's a deciduous plant. It drops its leaves. It flowers white in the spring, has orange-red fruit that lasts for a long time into the winter months, and the birds will come and eat them. Pollinators like its white flowers, and full sun, part shade, probably 6 to 8 feet. It's a dense full plant, and I'm going to call it a semi-evergreen, Terry, because it still holds its thick, deep, waxy green leaves, and after they go through the fall color to get to some purpley, reddy kind of colors as it works through, it'll hang on, and the leaves are still probably about 30 or 40% of leaves are still on it, but that doesn't make it a mess because they don't blow all over. They'll hang on till springtime. So, if you're looking for a plant for screening or shading, it works well. It's deer resistant. It's a great plant, and it tolerates a fair amount of shade. I've had pretty good luck in areas where I've not been so successful with other things. So it provides good screen, deer resistant, shading. It's excellent plant.
Doesn't it have an aroma to it as well, a scent?
This viburnum, no. That's the Korean spice viburnum, and there's another one, the Birkwood viburnum, are the more fragrant of the viburnums. Again, viburnum is a huge family, lots of different players in that family. And so, the Mohican, not so much.
All right.
Fragrance.
Okay, so if that's what you're looking for, there's a whole lot of different varieties. And, of course, you have them at the nursery.
Yes, we do, Terry. Probably about 15 varieties of viburnum.
All right. Hey, you take care. Have a great day, Jerry.
You too, Terry.
You bet. Jerry Smolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They've got lines of credit, equipment, loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. For more information, all you got to do is go to their website, frankenmuthcu.org.
Hi, I'm Steve Cook from the Cook GM Superstore in Vassar. Do you know what the big story in the automotive world is so far in 2021? It's inventory. Car dealer inventories are depleted. Factories can't keep up, and Michigan is the hardest hit state. Just ask anyone who shopped in the last 30 days. Fortunately, at Cook Chevrolet Buick, we've still got inventory of Equinoxes, Blazers, and Traverses. And guess what has the best offers of any Chevrolet? That's right, Equinoxes, Blazers, and Traverses. Check these out. Loaded LT Equinoxes, including heated seats and remote start, now from $204 a month. Loaded LT Blazers from $235, and Traverses starting at an unbelievably low $250. Don't take a chance. Get yours while prices are low, and you still have a choice. That's Cook Chevrolet Buick, M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar. P.S. If you're having a hard time finding a pickup, give us a try.
24-month GM employee and family lease. $696 on Equinox, $744 on Blazer, $760 on Traverse. Do it signing. Visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Let's take a look at the money in your pocketbook, and hopefully we can make it grow just a little bit. Steve Anderson from Baird and Company joining me. And Steve, I say that because I think we can today, can't we?
We can indeed. Get a little bit of pep in your step, maybe. Got the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 257 points, putting it at 30,980 on volume of 397 million shares. The NASDAQ is ahead by 91, putting it at 13,702. Volume there is 657 million shares. Locally, we've got quite a bit of green also. Caterpillar, 191.57, up 12 cents. We've got Deere, 308.40, up 726. CMS, 57.08, up $35, 55.83, up 48. DuPont, 75.61, up 67. Corteva, 42.37, up 51. GM, 54 even, down a quarter. Trinzio is 52.66, down 48. Walmart, 142.13, up 93. Home Depot, 278.31, up 414. We've got Huntington Banks, 14.15, up 53. TCF, 41.65, up 147. And AT&T is at 28.76, up a quarter.
And for more information, we can get it. How do we get a hold of you, Steve?
Well, you call us right here at Baird and Company. The telephone number is 790-5724, or you can find us on the web if you go to RW Baird, that's BAIRD.com, and then look for the Anderson Group.
Very good. Steve, thanks a lot. You take care. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today. 989-868-4444. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors, 800-234-3280, or go to steinertractor.com. We now join radio stations all across the country by playing our national anthem.